Manifestation Series Part 2, Manifesting Your Vibrations for Success, Module 1, Vibration Manifestation Basics, with Dr. Steve G. Jones. Hi, I'm Steve G. Jones, clinical hypnotherapist, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself before we get started. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Florida, a master's degree in education from Armstrong Atlantic State University, and a doctorate in education from Georgia Southern University. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a member of both the American Board of Hypnotherapy and the National Guild of Hypnotists, and I'm president of the American Alliance of Hypnotists. I'm the director of the Steve G. Jones School of Clinical Hypnotherapy. I also serve on the board of directors of the American Lung Association in Los Angeles. I have over 2 decades of experience in hypnotherapy, and I still maintain a busy practice and teaching schedule because I see clients and teach classes worldwide. My client base consists mainly of people who want to lose weight, stop smoking, or gain confidence. Other clients include sales teams interested in boosting motivation and increasing income, also singles looking for love, insomniacs desiring proper sleep, and actors desiring more confidence for their next audition. When I travel to see clients and teach hypnotherapy certification classes around the world, I visit such places as Tokyo, Japan, Barcelona, Spain, Paris, France, London, England, Montreal, Canada, Los Angeles, California, and New York, just to name a few. By the way, since you have an interest in hypnosis, perhaps you would be interested in becoming a certified clinical hypnotherapist. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is go to my website, betterlivingwithhypnosis.com, and click on Hypnosis Classes at the top. You can either train in person or online. After your training, you'll be added to our worldwide directory of certified clinical hypnotherapists, and you'll receive a certificate. I was fortunate for many years to have my office in Beverly Hills, California, where I worked with such wonderful people as Tom Mankiewicz, the writer of Superman, Geraldine Saunders, the writer of The Love Boat, and many other celebrities. I have been interviewed on CNN, Fox News, and appeared on True TV, in addition to having my own hypnosis TV show. With my over 20 years of experience, I'm happy to share with you techniques that I've both developed and learned, which can help you improve your life. I encourage you to visit my website, betterlivingwithhypnosis.com. There you will find my life's work, 22 books on hypnotherapy, over 3,000 hypnosis recordings available as downloadable MP3s or CDs, and these recordings will program your mind to achieve goals in such areas as weight loss, motivation, and stopping smoking. I also have audiobooks, such as this one, where I'm talking with you and sharing with you in a very dynamic way techniques that you can use to improve your life and the way you do things. The reason I'm telling you all of this is not to impress you, but to impress upon you that I, your teacher, am very capable, and I know what I'm talking about. I'm also very happy for the opportunity to share this information with you. So rest assured that you're in good hands, and let's have some fun as we now expand your knowledge. I wish you well in all of your endeavors, and please be sure to visit my website, betterlivingwithhypnosis.com. Welcome to the program. This is the Manifestation Series Part 2, and it's called Manifesting Your Vibrations for Success. In this module, the first module, we're going to talk about vibration manifestation basics. I'm going to set the groundwork for you to understand vibrations and how important they are in manifesting what you want. Let's face it, you are probably not exactly where you want to be right now. That's why you're listening to this program, and I understand that. My goal, my job, if you will, is to get you from where you are to where you want to be. So let's go ahead and set up a good framework from which you can work. First of all, the right vibrations give you access to all of your desires. But what exactly are vibrations? Well, they're the energy waves of your emotions and feelings. And the stronger your vibrational energy, the stronger your manifesting abilities become. Those who radiate with negative vibrational energy will manifest negative things. Think about it. If you wake up and you say to yourself, well, it's going to be a crummy day, what's going to happen? It's going to be a crummy day. But if, on the other hand, and this is what I hope you do, you wake up and catch yourself saying that, you quickly change it and say, this is going to be an outstanding day. What happens? Well, you set up the underpinning for it to be an outstanding day. So those who learn to control their vibrations will be able to manifest positively, and that's what I want for you. I want you to get out of life what you want. Remember, just like anything, you get out of it what you put into it, and that applies to your entire life and every part of it. Let's talk about how vibrational energy works in even more interesting ways. Well, first of all, a magnet attracts or repels things to it or from it, and this depends on the charge it has. This is similar to the way that our own vibrational energy works. These vibrational waves are carried until something is attracted back to us. So you think about something, you put it out to the universe, and it goes out and attracts something back similar to, but more powerful than what you thought about. Remember, the law of attraction says that you're going to get what you focus on, but it's going to come back even more powerfully. So that something that you focus on depends on the type of vibrations that you're sending out. Low vibrational energy causes poor intuition, lack of motivation, and even laziness. So if you're not manifesting, it could be due to low vibrational energy. I've used the law of attraction many times over. And just recently, I was in New York, and I was with Joe Vitale, the star of The Secret. I was with Brian Proctor, whose father, Bob Proctor, was in the movie The Secret as well, and talk about amazing people with amazing potential to manifest what they want. These are people, two guys, who really put into action the law of attraction. They apply it in their lives every day. So every time they talk, it's very uplifting and motivational, and just hanging around them was, first of all, an honor, but second of all, really rubbed off on me in a vibrational way. I picked up some positive vibrations, and you can do that for yourself. You don't have to hang out with anyone in particular. You can do this for yourself. All you have to do is decide that you're going to feel good right now instead of waiting. And I know that may sound like a tall task if you don't feel so great, but really that's what it comes down to. If you want to feel good about yourself, you've got to make a decision to do that. So in every moment of my life when I find myself not feeling so great, what do? Well, I switch it up. I start doing something that makes me feel good. If I don't feel like something, well, I go ahead and start focusing on something that will make me feel like it. And I'm talking about something positive. So if I don't feel like doing anything good for myself, anything positive for myself, I just go ahead and start doing that thing, and suddenly I feel better about it. What happens? More of the same comes back, because when you get on that train, on the positive train, if you will, start moving in that direction, it just takes care of itself and you get back more of the same. So controlling your own vibrational energy may sound like a challenge, but it's really not that difficult. The key to successful harnessing of your vibrational energy is your own attitude. It all starts with that. What are you focused on? What do you think about when you think about your possibilities, your future, what you have to do today, what you have to do tomorrow? You put it off? You think negatively about it? Well, I want to tell you that we're all human. We all put things off, and we all think negatively about things. No one's a superhuman. We're all just humans. But the trick is to go ahead and start the ball rolling, and what you're going to find is that you feel better about yourself, and you start manifesting more of the same. That vibrational energy rises and acts like a snowball effect, getting bigger and bigger and more powerful in a good way. So start to view the world and your situation as if it's a great gift, and you are so lucky to have it. Now, I know some days you're going to wake up and you're going to think, what kind of gift is this? Kind of like coal in my stockings type gift. Well, I want you to realize that coal can turn to diamonds, and your life can turn around if you just start looking at it in the right way. So I encourage you to cherish every moment and every possession that you have as if they are the most precious things that you have ever seen. What are you going to find? Well, someone who's happy with what they have and respects what they have is going to be worthy of more. If you don't respect what you have, well, you're probably going to lose it. If you don't take care of it, if you don't honor it, if you don't value it, well, you might misplace it. You might lose it. You might lose the right to even have it. But if you cherish what you have, if you respect what you have, if you honor what you have, you're going to be able to get more because you're focused on the idea that you deserve it, and the universe understands that it's going to give you more. So rather than pitying yourself for whatever situation you're in, think about what you do have. Rather than allowing doubt to creep into your mind, and rather than dwelling on what you don't have, think about what you do have. Think about how you do have something. You at least have life. You have air to breathe. You probably have water to drink and food to eat. There are things that you have. Focus on what you do have and how grateful you are. And then you're going to start vibrating at a higher frequency that turns you into a success magnet. Now, this vibrational frequency can be reached by carefully following just a few pieces of advice. First of all, the most powerful way to increase your vibrational energy is through gratitude. And that's what I've been talking about, being thankful for what you do have. Keeping a gratitude log can be very helpful. Writing down at the end of the day what you're thankful for that day, even if it's just the air or the water. There's got to be something you're thankful for. Gratitude doesn't have to come only when you get a new gift or something big in your life. You can be thankful for the ability to move around, to walk, to breathe, to be, to have friends. And you can practice being grateful for things that you have right now. So I want you to realize that more information about raising your vibrational level is coming up next. But right now I want you to realize that, let me put it this way. Have you ever noticed how things seem to go wrong all at once? How people say this? They say, well, it always happens in threes, for example. I don't know how many times I've heard that. Things seem to go wrong all at once. When it rains, it pours. You've heard these sayings. Think about how your attitude changed your vibrational energy when you started noticing this. Well, that went wrong. That went wrong. Now what? Well, you get in a funk, don't you? That happens. That's part of being human. When something goes quote unquote wrong, it can have a domino effect. And if you don't control it, well, it can get out of control. So when this happens, I want you to find a way to look on the bright side. Look at the silver lining. Look at the light at the end of the tunnel. Always focus on all of the things that are going right rather than what went wrong. And what you're going to realize is that the more you discipline yourself to focus on what's going right, the better things are going to go. And something that comes to my mind is flying in an airplane. Anytime I fly in an airplane, there's always some bumpiness. There's always something that happens. During takeoff, the engine makes a strange noise. Well, I can easily go to a place in my mind where I'm thinking that this isn't going right, or things aren't going well. And I can easily get carried away if I choose to, or I can focus on where I'm going and how much fun I'm going to have once I get there and all the wonderful people I'm going to meet. This is sort of like your life. If you think about it, there's going to be turbulence. There are going to be things that happen that sound like they're not going the right way, that sound like something's not working right. There are going to be passengers on the plane that maybe you don't want to sit near them because they're being loud or what have you. Well, isn't that a lot like your life? Sometimes there are people around you that you pick up negative energy from and you'd rather not be around them. This is a perfect example of how you cruise through your life. So think about it. When I'm on an airplane, what I focus on is where I'm going, why I'm on that plane, what's going to happen when I get there. And that allows me to be calm. So for people who have fear of flying or who get overly concerned, that's a great technique to just focus on the end result. You're going somewhere wonderful, I would hope, otherwise you wouldn't be taking that trip. And you're going to do something fun. You're going to meet some people, perhaps friends, family, etc. So focus on that. And that's a great way to live your life. Just focus on what you're going to do, where you're going. Hopefully your life is going somewhere. You're on this journey because you're going somewhere. If your life is not going in the direction you want it to go, well, how about changing directions? Perhaps you should be on a different flight in your life. Perhaps you should be aiming a different direction and going there. So think about that the next time you're in a situation where you're around people you don't want to be around, or you think things aren't going right, you think they're going the wrong way. Think about where you're going. And sometimes it's just a matter of changing your direction. Sometimes it's just a matter of focusing on where you're going and getting excited about that and allowing that to move you forward. I remember when I was in school working on my doctorate, it seemed like forever. It seemed like I was never going to get there some days. So every day when I woke up, I'd always focus on when I was going to graduate, how good I was going to feel, how much more effective I would be in the world having achieved that degree, how many more people would be interested in listening to what I have to say because I would then have the credentials behind me. I had to focus on things like that. So whatever you're working on in life, wherever you're going, when you get up and you don't feel like going there, you don't feel like doing that today, I want you to focus on the end result. Where are you going? If you're going in the right direction, a direction you want to go, and it's going to give you the energy that you need to get there, If you find you're not going in the direction where you want to go, well, make a change. You have choices. That's what life is all about. So always focus on things that are going right about the situation rather than the things that you think are going wrong. And by the way, many times things that you think are going wrong are just part of the journey. That's part of what's supposed to happen. I remember as I was going through school, when I would have to defend my dissertation, you have to do that 3 times total. There's a first, second, and third defense, and each time it gets a little more tough, and you have to do a little more work between each one. Well, I remember going into the first defense and walking out afterwards and thinking, I'll be lucky if I stay in the program. I think they're probably kicking me out. Little did I realize that's all part of the plan. They want to rattle people. They want to shake them up. They want to see who's going to quit. And by doing that, they're able to slim down the group of people who actually graduate to a smaller group of people who actually deserve it. That's sort of like life. Sometimes it's a weeding out process. If you're not fit for the task, then you are not going to make it where you're going. And if you don't feel good about what you're doing, then you're probably on the wrong path anyway. So realize that sometimes the things that you think are going wrong are just part of the process. They're part of what makes it worthwhile when you get there. Something that's easy is usually not really worth it because it's so easy, everyone's doing it. Those things that distinguish you from the crowd in life, they're usually difficult. They're usually things that people don't want to do, but they do them anyway. So think about that also. The more vibrational energy, positive vibrational energy you put out using positive thoughts, the better. So stay focused on how wonderful you'll feel once you accomplish whatever it is you're doing. Even if you're just getting through your day, focus on how good you'll feel once you have accomplished getting through that day. Now, in the next module, we're going to talk about strengthening vibrations. You already know what to focus on. You know how to create positive vibrations by focusing on the wonderful things that are going to happen once you've accomplished what you're working on. But in the next module, we're going to raise that up a bit, if you will. We're going to raise your vibrations, strengthen your vibrations. That's what Module 2 is about, so join me there. I'm Dr. Steve G. Jones, hoping you have an outstanding day.